Morning, happy Easter. Welcome to today's power yoga class. I hope you're all doing well. As always with these online classes, if anything hurts or if you have any injuries, I can't see you, so please back off, don't go anywhere painful, and just take things at your own pace. We're going to get started today in a child's pose. So big toes touching, knees nice and wide, and bring your forehead down towards the mat. Just start connecting to your ujjayi breath here in your child's pose. So in and out through the nose. Making that sound at the back of the throat, almost like waves lapping up on a beach. And as you stay here, press your hands down and forwards in the mat. And as you do that, press your seat bones back and down towards your heels. So you've got a little bit of activity along the sides of the body, maybe opening up through the armpits, the inner thighs. And let's take a couple of big sighs here. So nice big inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's do that again. On your next inhale, lift up onto all fours, tabletop. So hands are below shoulders and knees are hip width apart. Let's take a few rounds of cat and cow. So inhale, drop the stomach, arch the back, bring the gaze up. Exhale as you round the spine, tuck the tailbone, bring the chin towards the chest. Inhale as you arch, open up. And exhale as you round. Keep moving like this to the speed of your own breath. And really have awareness on the hands here. So pressing down with the fingertips, spread the fingers wide on the mat. Noticing how your spine, your neck, maybe your shoulders are feeling today. And maybe closing down the eyes and adding any other twist or turn here. Just allowing your body to move in whichever way you like. Bring yourself to stillness with a flat back. And then sit back on your heels, and we're going to warm up the wrists a little bit here. So reach your arms out in front of you and then open and close the hands. So imagine you've got water on your hands, so you're trying to flick that water off. So it's quite an intentional flick of the hands. If you're not comfortable kneeling, you can always sit cross-legged at this point. But keep that flicking of hands, flicking of fingers. And keep that breath going that we started the class with. So in and out through your nose. You might not be feeling anything quite yet, or you might be feeling quite a strong sensation. But we use our wrists, our hands a lot in yoga, so it's important to really strengthen through the hands and the wrists and the forearms. I'm sure pretty much all of you are going to start feeling this now. And then lift your arms straight up, keep opening and closing the hands. You might be telling your hands to do one thing and they're not quite listening anymore. Stay with it. Keep breathing. Bring your hands back down in front of you, keep opening and closing. Last few breaths here. Keep opening and closing, lift your arms up. Big breath in through the nose. And exhale, just let your hands float down towards your legs. You might want to shake your hands out, rotate the wrists a couple of times, or you just might want a few moments in stillness. Coming back onto your hands and knees. Maybe your hands feel a little bit different now. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, find an opening through the chest. And then thread that arm through, come down onto your shoulder and your cheek. Walk your left fingertips forwards today. And press the left fingertips down. So really finding that length all along the left side of your body as you twist and open through the right shoulder. You might still be aware of the after effects of that exercise on the hands, the palms. And making your way back through center. And onto the other side, left arm lifts open through the chest. Thread that arm through, come down onto the shoulder, the cheek. Right fingertips walk towards the top of your mat. Come back to center. Tuck your toes under and lift your knees just 2 inches off the floor. Pull your tummy button in and up towards your spine and press the hands down into the mat. Make sure you're breathing. Notice which muscles are warming up as we stay here for a couple more deep breaths. Notice that moment where you think you want to get out of the pose and see if you can just stay with it a little bit longer. Drop your knees back down. Take an inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, take downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out the feet a little bit by bending one knee at a time. Make sure fingertips are spread wide and are pressing down. Think about reaching the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Bring your feet to touch behind you and lift your right leg up. Bend your knee and open up your hips. Think about lifting the right knee as high as you can towards the ceiling as you stack the hips on top of each other, but you keep the shoulders square to the front of the room. Downward facing dog. And walk your hands back towards your feet. So you're in a ragdoll at the back of your mat, opposite hand comes to opposite elbow. Let your head just hang heavy. Maybe take a little bounce here or a little sway. If the hamstrings are still waking up, you can take quite a bend in the knees. Release hands down, walk back to a downward facing dog. Feet together to touch, lift the left leg up. Bend the left knee, open up the hips. Think about drawing your left heel back towards your right seat bone. Hands are pressing down and forwards equally. Downward facing dog. This time walk your feet to your hands. And again, take a ragdoll. Let the crown of your head reach down towards the floor and all the muscles in your face just relax. Release hands. Heel toe your feet together so your big toes are touching, and on an inhale, slowly roll yourself up to standing. Reach your arms up overhead, take a full body stretch. And bring your hands together at heart center and close down your eyes. And take a moment this sunny Easter morning to think of something or someone that you're grateful for. Allow that thought of gratitude to carry you through your practice and maybe through the rest of your day. Open up the eyes. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Reach the crown of the head forwards. Pull the tummy button in and up. High plank, step back. Hands press down into the floor. Muscles in the legs are engaged. Again, just noticing what comes up as we hold these slightly challenging poses a little bit longer than maybe you want to. Think about the space in between your shoulder blades. You're pressing that up towards the ceiling. Drop your knees. Bend your elbows, come all the way down to the mat. Press the tops of the feet into the floor as you open your chest for a baby cobra. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Push back through your knees, downward facing dog. Always checking back in your down dog. Notice what's going on with your hands and your feet. Can you spread your toes a little bit more wide on the mat? One more big breath in. Exhale it all out. Walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing, reach arms overhead. Exhale, fold forwards. Lift halfway. High plank. Drop your knees, untuck your toes, come all the way down. Open your chest. Again, it's just a baby cobra, so you can lift your hands off the floor and you're not going to sink down any further. Push back, downward facing dog. Feeling free to take any movements or adjustments in your down dog, still just warming the body up. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale it all out. Soften knees, gaze forwards. Jump to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Rise up, reach tall. Fold forwards. Lift halfway. High plank. Options here to drop knees, come all the way down, or if you're ready for your chaturanga, bend your elbows. Either a cobra or up dog. If you're an up dog, knees lift off the mat. Push back, downward facing dog. So from now on, each time we take a vinyasa, you pick which variation you feel like taking. Big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Soften knees, gaze forwards. Either walk or take a little jump to your hands. Lift halfway. Fold. Inhale, rise up. Reach fingers towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Reach fingers towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Crown of the head reaches forwards. Low plank. Either step or float back. As you inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Feet to hands, walk, step or float. Halfway lift. Fold. Big toes touching, bend your knees for chair pose. Sit low in your chair. Press your weight right back into the heels of the feet. Maybe even lift the 10 toes off the floor. Sink a little bit deeper. Fold forwards. Halfway lift. High plank. Pausing in your high plank. Feet to touch behind you. Spin open to your side plank. Right hand down, left arm up. We're not going to be here for too long. Start to lift your left leg. Bend your left knee and step your left foot to the top of your mat. So you're on the ball of the back foot. Rise up, crescent lunge. Find your balance. We're going to move through this slowly once and then we'll move a little bit faster. Start to lean forwards. Warrior 3. So the right heel is reaching towards the back wall. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Listen carefully and move slowly. Start to bend the left knee. Reach both hands onto the floor. Ball of the right foot on the floor. Step the left foot back, 3-legged plank. Options to stay with this. If you're feeling energetic today, take a 3-legged push-up. Wherever you are, start to step that left foot back forwards. And you're going to rise back up into your warrior 3. Take your time. It might be a little bit wobbly. Breathe here. Crescent lunge. Step your right toes back. Rise up tall. Big breath in. Exhale, high to low plank through your vinyasa. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Roll yourself forwards to a high plank. We're going to go on the left side. So feet to touch, left hand down, right arm up, side plank. Take your time, lift your right leg up, bend your right knee and step it to the left hand, crescent lunge. Find your balance. Start to hinge forwards, warrior three. Reach the left heel back, reach the fingertips back. Start to bend the right knee this time, hands and left foot touch the floor, step back, three-legged plank. Options, stay here or take your three-legged push-up. Step your right foot forwards once more, rise back up, warrior three. Find your balance, crescent lunge, reach up. Big breath in. Exhale, high to low plank, or skip it and go straight to your down dog. Once you make it to your downward facing dog, take a couple of deep, deep breaths. And we're going to go through that again. Soften knees, gaze forwards, lightly jump to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose, bend your knees and reach up. Exhale as you fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Feet together to touch. We're going to open out to side plank, right hand down, left arm lifts. Lift your left leg. Bend the left knee, step it forwards, crescent lunge. Inhale as you rise. Exhale brings you to your warrior three, aeroplane. With control, start to bend the left knee, place both hands on the mat, step back, three-legged plank. Choose if you stay here or if you go for your three-legged push-up. Step your left foot forwards once more, rise back up to your warrior three. Step it back, crescent lunge, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, high plank. Low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale your way back to a high plank. We'll go on the left. Feet to touch, side plank, left hand down, right arm lifts. Lift your right leg up. Step your right foot forwards, crescent lunge. As you exhale, start to lean forwards, warrior three. Moving slowly and with control, start to bend your right knee. Step back, three-legged plank. You choose, either stay or press up. Step your right foot forwards, warrior three. Let that left leg step back. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, high to low plank or straight to your downward facing dog. Find your Ujjayi breath. And especially if you practice regularly, notice what's going on for you today as you maybe step into a little bit more of an unknown position. Just allowing your body to move with your breath. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale it all out, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Fold forwards. Lift halfway on the inhale. Exhale, high plank. Spin your way open straight side onto your side plank. Right hand down, left arm up. Left leg lifts. Make your way into your crescent lunge. You know where you're going now. Inhale as you reach your arms up. Exhale, warrior three. Start to bend your left knee. Step it back, three-legged plank. Either pause or take your press up. Step the left foot forwards, warrior three, rise up. Use your core muscles here. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to mat. Take a vinyasa or skip it and meet straight in your downward facing dog. Let's go on the left, roll forward, side plank, left hand down, right arm up. Right leg lift, step forwards, crescent lunge. As you exhale, warrior three, lean your way forwards, lift your left leg up. Bend the right knee, find your way to a three-legged plank. Pause or take a press up. Right foot steps forwards, warrior three. Inhale to your crescent lunge, reach two. Exhale through a vinyasa or straight into your downward facing dog. We're going to stay here for 5 deep breaths. Options to stay exactly where you are in your down dog. Drop onto your knees, take a child's pose. Or, for those of you feeling energetic, drop onto your forearms and take a dolphin. So dolphin's a little bit more in the shoulders. Child's pose is if you just want a few moments of peace and quiet. But wherever you are, reconnect to your deep Ujjayi breath. On your next exhale, wherever you are, meet in a downward facing dog. Soften knees, gaze forwards, lightly jump to your hands. Lift halfway. Fold. Chair pose, bend your knees, rise up. And get comfortable in your chair, so sink down into your chair pose. Find your breath. Think about rolling the tailbone down towards the floor. And if your arms don't feel good like this, you can cactus out the arms if the shoulders are a little bit tight. And let's lift up onto our tippy toes. Keeping on your tippy toes, bring your hands together at heart center. Inhale to lengthen. Don't let the heels drop as you twist towards the right. You might find you're a little bit wobbly, a little bit shaky, but just stay with it. See if you can lift the heels a little bit higher. Coming back to your chair pose, keep the heels lifted. Hands together at heart center, toys to your left. Stay with the wobbles and shakes. Keep squeezing the thighs together. Think about pressing the palms into each other rather than worrying about the feet. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, drop the heels, fold forwards. Separate out your feet and grab your big toes with your first 2 fingers. Take a halfway lift. Fold deeply over your legs. Let the crown of the head hang heavy. And use the connection between the fingers and the toes to draw you into the fold a little bit more. Notice as the muscles in the face relax. Release your toes. And moving nice and slowly, roll yourself up to standing. Have your head as the last thing to lift. And we'll come to Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet hip width apart, palms alongside your body facing forwards. If it's comfortable here, close down your eyes. Think about pressing the 4 corners of your feet down. Engage all the muscles in your legs so you're strong in the lower body. That sensation of drawing the tailbone down so the pelvis is neutral. Shoulder blades sink down the spine, fingers are spread wide. And then see if you can lift the crown of the head a little bit taller. Coming back to that full body breath, so feeling the expansion through the chest and the stomach as you breathe. Noticing as we align all the parts of our body, all the different areas from the ground up. This is the alignment we should run through in every pose, working from the ground up. We root down to lift up. If the eyes are closed, open them back up. Tree pose. Sole of the right foot comes to the inside of the calf or the thigh. Or if any of you are working on your toe stand, you can put the foot to the outer edge of your left thigh. If anyone has knee issues or knee pain here, just keep the foot to the inside of the thigh. Everyone hands together at heart center. Some of you here might want to open up the arms, grow your tree. If your foot is to the outside of the left thigh and you would like to try your toe stand, moving with me, so either staying in your tree pose or starting to fold forwards. If you're folding forwards and your fingers or your hands touch the floor, start to bend the left knee, lift the left heel, so I'm on my tippy toes with my left foot, and then try and focus your gaze to one spot and bring your hands together at heart center. It's quite a tricky one. You might not make it. You might just go for a little clap with the hands. Wherever you are, keep breathing. If you're in tree pose, see if you can stand a little bit taller. If you're in toe stand, come back out the way you came in. So starting in that forward fold with a straight left leg. And then inhale your way back up to standing. Everyone meeting in a tree pose. Release both feet to the floor. Maybe shake it out a little bit. And we'll go on the other side, tree on the left. Sole of the left foot, options inside of the calf, thigh, or if you're taking it further, the outer thigh. Everyone start with hands together at heart center. Breathe here. And then choose if you open up the arms. If any of you want to try your toe stand, start to fold forwards. And then when your fingertips touch the floor, bend the right knee coming onto the tippy toes of the right foot. Really important here to focus your gaze. And then try and bring your hands together at heart center. If you can't bring the hands together, go for that clap. And if you're in your toe stand, come back out the way you came in, so straighten the right leg. And then inhale to lift back up. Everyone meeting in your tree pose. And then release. Might feel nice to shake it out a little bit. Dancer's pose. Right arm comes alongside your body. Eye of the elbow points out, so the palm is outwards. I'm going to bend my right knee and grab the insides of the arch of my right foot. Start with knees touching. Lift the left arm up. Press that standing foot down. So the same thing we did in our mountain pose. You're pressing down and then reach up with the left hand. Start to reach that left hand forwards and at the same time kick your right foot back into your hand. Imagine there's something in front of you that you're really trying to reach for. And maybe you fall over trying to reach for it, and that's absolutely fine. And release. Both feet down, just windmill the arms up. So right arm lifts up, left arm comes alongside your body. Grab the inside of the left foot this time, starting with knees together to touch. Again, find that line of energy from pressing the right foot down to reaching the right fingertips up. Then start to lean forwards as you kick back into your left hand. Try and keep your gaze up so you're not looking down towards the floor. And release. We're going to go once more on the other side. So again, windmill that arm. Left arm reaches up. Right hand reaches to the inside of the right foot. Reach up with the left hand and then start to lean forwards as you kick backwards. Keep your breath strong here. Often when we start balancing, we often forget to breathe in the same way. Release, last side, left side. Find that windmill of the arms. Grab the inside of the left foot. Release, last side, left side. Find that windmill of the arms. Grab the inside of the left foot. And then when you're ready, start to lean forwards as you kick backwards. And release the pose. Again, take a moment to maybe shake things out if you need to. Eagle pose. Right leg over left. If you can't go for the double wrap, just go for the single wrap, that's fine. Right arm comes under left. Find a spot in front of you and don't let your eyes move from that spot. Make sure you're breathing. See if you can sink your hips a little bit lower. Release, eagle on the left. Left leg over, left arm under. Try and have the elbows up in line with the shoulders, so it's tempting to let the elbows sink down here, but keep everything, that same energy line we've spoken about quite a lot today, so pressing the foot down as you reach up with the fingertips. Release, eagle on the right. Right leg over left, right arm under left. Once you've found your balance and got yourself steady here, start to fold forwards. So you're bringing your elbows as close to your knees as you can. Maybe even touch the knees with your elbows. Keep breathing here. Moving nice and slowly, lift back up into your eagle. Release. Eagle on the left. Left leg over. Left arm under. Once you've found your balance, start to lean forwards. Again, finding the lowest spot you can get to while keeping the tummy button pulled in and up, so the core is really engaged here. Pausing at the lowest spot you can get to. And then moving nice and slowly, lift back up. No rush, but unravel. Shake it out. If you're not there already, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Pausing in your high plank. If your arms are getting tired today, you can drop down to the knees at any point and then meet us back in our high plank. But we're going to hold this for a little bit longer. Think about the parts of you that are pressing down. So maybe even looking down towards your hands and press each fingertip down. Press each knuckle pad down. And then as you focus on that, start to notice what's happening in the legs and the hips. It's very easy to start sinking. Keep everything switched on. Notice your breath. And see if you can almost reach the chest forwards as you reach the heels back. So you're making yourself as long as you can possibly be. We're going to lower down towards the mat. You can drop your knees, arms alongside you, one cheek down. We just did our 1 minute plank. And before all of this madness happened, we started holding our planks for quite a long time in one of my regular classes. And some of you might know this story. We Googled what the longest, the world record is for a plank. And it's 8 hours. So just think, we just did 1 minute. Someone out there has held a plank for 8 hours. Interlace your fingers at your sacrum. Forehead reaches towards the mat. Big toes touching. Press the pelvis down and lift up. No press. Make sure you're breathing here. Reach the hands so far back, they're lifted up off the seat bones, and you can really feel the shoulder blades squeeze towards each other. And release, let go of the hands and sway the knees from side to side. We're going to do that again. Interlace the fingers behind you, but this time bend the knees so the soles of the feet are reaching as if you're reaching the soles of the feet towards the ceiling. Press the pelvis down and then lift up. Trying to lift the knees off the floor. They might not lift very high, that's fine. And you might get quite an intense sensation along the hamstrings. Keep breathing. Lift a little higher. And let go, release. Sway the hips, sway the feet. Whatever you need to do. Lift yourself up onto all fours and make your way to lying on your back for bridge pose. Feet come flat to the floor, hip width apart. Make sure you can just brush your heels with your fingertips. And then press the feet down. So make sure you can just brush your heels with your fingertips. And then press the feet down to lift the hips up. You can choose if you interlace fingers underneath you or press forearms down. But really press the feet down to lift the hips as high as you can. Breathe as deeply and as loudly as you can in this pose. And release. Roll your spine back along the mat. Sway your knees from side to side. And we're going to go again. Bridge or wheel. Lift up. If you're working with any leg variations, go ahead. If you want to try something different today and you're in bridge pose, maybe walk the feet and the knees towards each other. Keep pressing feet down. Maybe lift the right knee in towards your chest. Options to stay here, or maybe try and straighten that right leg. Lower that right foot back down. And we'll go on the other side. So bringing the left knee in towards the chest, and then straighten that left leg. Lower it back down, meeting back in your bridge pose. Or if you're in wheeled, you can stay where you are. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, roll back along the mat. Sway knees from side to side. We're going to take one more back bend today. You choose bridge or wheel, lift up. Your body's warm enough for a wheel pose. Maybe you've never tried it before. Maybe you're going to give it a go today. If you're in wheel, keep reaching the chest towards the top of your mat. And everyone roll back along the mat, moving nice and slowly. Come to Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet to touch. One hand to the heart and one hand to the stomach. Feel the rise and fall of your breath. Bring your knees together to touch and hug them in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. It might feel nice to rock a little bit from side to side here. Happy baby, grab the outer edges of your feet. And again, a rock might feel nice here, or maybe you just need a few moments of stillness, just feeling the sensations that are going on. Let go of the feet, place them flat on the mat. And we're going to thread the needle from here. So right ankle goes over left thigh. I'm aiming to keep both shoulders relaxed on the mat here. Really drawing that left knee in towards you. Noticing where in your body you're feeling any sensations, any release. It should be your right glute, your right hip, maybe the right thigh a little bit. But the upper body should be as soft as it can possibly be here. And release this side. We're going to make our way straight onto the other side. So left ankle over right thigh. Choose if you grab the underneath of the thigh or the outer edge of the shin. We're going to stay here for a few more breaths. But for our next pose, we're going to use a block. If you don't have a yoga block, you can grab a book or a pillow. Both of these are going to work for this exercise. So either leaving this pose a little bit early if you need to grab something, or if you have it next to you, we're going to stay here for 2 more deep breaths. And releasing that leg as well. So grabbing your block, your book, whatever, pillow, anything that you can, you're going to place the block on so your legs are in a chair pose position, and you're going to place the block on the outside of your knee, so just above your knee, or book, or whatever you're using. And then so you're going to hold the book or block wherever it is, whatever it is you're using, in place with your elbows and your knees. You can choose, if you have your hands upright, you can hold onto your head, you can sort of do whatever you want with your head. It can be as high or as low off the floor as you like. Options to stay exactly where you are, or start to straighten your left knee, bring it back. Straighten your right leg, bring it back. We're going to do this 10 times, and try not to let your block or book slip down. So if it does, don't worry too much, just lift it back up. But we're going to go here for 10, 9, 8, so we're alternating the legs, 7, keep breathing, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and release. You can let go of the block or the book. Take a couple of breaths. We're going to keep using your block, book, or whatever you might have. And you're gonna reach it behind you. So reach whatever you're using in between your hands, back behind your head. So squeezing into the block, the cushion, it might be a little bit tricky, but have the intention of squeezing whatever it is you're holding back behind you. From here, we're gonna lift the arms and the legs up, and you're gonna place the block or the book in between your calves. And then you're gonna straighten back out on the mat. So cushion, I think you're going to be working a little bit harder than the rest of us, but we're going to do this 5 times. So that was 1. Lift up, swap over. Lift up, swap over. That's 2. Go again, lift up, swap over. Lift up, swap over. Keep going. At your own speed now. Make sure you're breathing, and try and keep the lower back as much as you can connected with the floor. So I've completed my 5. Complete the one, or if you want to keep going or stay here for a couple of breaths, just find your breath. And if you're still going now, everyone finish the round that you're on. You can let go of the block, place it to one side. Hug both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Take a couple of rock and rolls backwards and forwards on the mat. So along the whole length of the spine. And we're going to meet up in a seated position. And we're going to take a shoelace pose. So we're going to set up for this. Right knee is going to go on top of left for the first round. If this is really inaccessible for you and your knees just don't slot in, you can come to a loose cross-legged. Wherever you are, make sure you're right down on both seat bones equally. And you can choose, if you have got enough going on, sitting upright, stay with sitting upright. If any of you want to start to fold forwards, please go ahead. Tune back into your breath if you've lost it. We're going to take a twist from here. So options, if you're in your full shoelace pose, just place the sole of the right foot on the floor. If this shoelace doesn't really work for you, you can have the left leg straight out in front of you and have the right sole of the foot on the outside of the left thigh. Make sure you're seated right equally on both seat bones. And then think about sitting up nice and tall and hook your left elbow around your right thigh, right knee even, and twist towards your right. Don't lean backwards here, so your right fingertips just lightly touch the floor behind you. And slowly come back to center. Take a couple of breaths in a counter pose. So place both hands towards the left side of you and just find that release. Let go of both legs. If you need to shake them out a little bit, sway the knees, please do. And then we're going to go straight onto the other side. So either that loose cross-legged with left leg in front, or going for the shoelace with the left knee on top of the right. Wherever you are, try not to lean onto one side. You're pressing both seat bones down. And don't be surprised if one side works or didn't work and the other side does, or the other way around. If one side worked or didn't work and the other side does, or the other way around. We often have quite a lot of imbalances in the sides of our body. Try not to let the tension in your hips creep up anywhere, so keep the shoulders relaxed, the jaw relaxed. And really noticing what you need here to deepen it. Is it a forward fold? Is it staying upright? And we're going to come into that twist once more. So choose, if it works with your right knee bent, place the sole of the left foot down. If that doesn't work, you can straighten the right leg out, but keep the sole of the left foot on the floor outside of the right thigh. Press both seat bones down, sit up nice and tall, and then hooking the right elbow over the left knee. Left fingertips come onto the floor behind you, and start taking that twist. So think about leading with the center of the chest. And not sinking into it, so the crown of the head reaches up. And moving slowly, release the pose, again taking that counter twist, both hands lightly on the floor towards the right. And releasing both legs out in front of you. If you need to give them a little shake, little rub, please do so. We're going to take a forward fold next. So if you have that cushion block book near you, it might feel nicer to sit on it, just to lift the hip. Think about lifting through your side so the whole upper body lifts, and then lead with the chest, come to a forward fold. Let the hands rest on the shins, ankles, soles of the feet. And really think about leading with the chest forwards. If you need to bend the knees, please do so. And as you inhale, if you're folding forwards, come back up to seated. You can stay on your block or you can come off it, but we're going to go for a wide leg forward fold this time. So opening the legs out as wide as you can, flex the toes back towards you. And you might feel like just staying exactly where you are. So sitting upright, if you're feeling a lot in the hips, maybe the hamstrings, just stay here. If you want to take it further, you can start to fold forwards. Lead with the chest again. Maybe the hands come to the shins, the feet. And wherever you are, think about keeping the spine nice and long. So it's easy to start rounding and try and get into the fold a little bit deeper. But really think about stretching the spine out as much as you can. And as you inhale, if you're folding forwards, come back up. Removing anything, if you need to shake or sway the legs, do so. And we're going to make our way into a Malasana squat. So bring the feet in towards you, open them out as wide as your mat, toes pointing out, and then lift up. So you're down in your Malasana squat. We've worked our legs quite hard today, so we're going to just really stretch them out. Elbows to the insides of the knees, hands together at heart center. You might want to close your eyes here, or you might want to keep them open, up to you, but we're going to be holding this pose for a few deep, deep breaths. Try and keep your mind off what's going on if it's uncomfortable, and just keep it on your breath. It might feel nice to take a little sway side to side. Always thinking about that line of energy, so pressing the feet down and lifting the crown of the head here. And we're going to gently release this pose, so let your seat bones come onto the mat. And we're going to just take a restorative inversion. If you're next to a wall, you can just put your feet up against a wall. If you still have your cushion or your book, we're going to use that for this one. So placing whatever it is you might have underneath your sacrum and lifting your feet up. So you want to find a position where you're not holding onto it really tightly with your core muscles. So you might need to fiddle around with the cushion, with the book. If you can't get a good position here with your feet up high, I would really recommend using the wall. Wherever you are, arms are alongside you, palms facing the ceiling. And you might notice that your legs feel a little bit heavy. You might take a little look up at your toes, give them a nice big wiggle, a stretch. How far apart can you stretch your toes? Start to leave this pose, so bringing the feet down towards the floor. Lift up and remove whatever it is that you were using to lift the hips. And straighten the left leg out on the mat. Hug the right knee in towards the chest. Let your right knee fall over towards the left for your supine twist. So right arm is out towards the right. And you're really trying to root down with both shoulders here. Allowing the whole of the spine to just twist. Make your way back through center and swap sides. So right leg straightens out on the mat, left knee hugs in, and let the left knee fall towards the right. And come back to center. Hug both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Bring your forehead up towards your knees and make yourself as small as you can possibly be. Scrunch up your toes, your fingers, your shoulders, your face. Make everything as tense as it can be. Take a big inhale through the nose. Hold it at the top. Exhale out through the mouth. Let go of the legs. Let go of the arms. Setting up for your final rest, Shavasana. Let the palms face the ceiling and get yourself nice and comfortable here. Let your body feel nice and comfortable here. Let your body feel really heavy on the mat, as if it was sinking into it. And then just come to a complete stillness, a complete rest. Start to deepen your breath. Bring some movement to your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms up overhead, take a full body stretch. And roll onto your right side into a fetal position. And with this little effort and movement, come up to a seated or kneeling position with hands together at heart center and your eyes closed. Lift your thumb knuckles up to your forehead center. And today, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful Easter Sunday filled with lots of chocolate and lovely things. Let me know if you have any questions, any requests. Otherwise, I hope to see you soon.